So, Michael, did you ever talk to Jill Biden about how she met her husband,
Yes,
the circumstances under which they met, and how
many,
did
many times. And
yeah
I,
was
I
she
even
worried?
met
Was
her.
she worried that the true story would be reported widely?
Well, she was not worried. She knows now. Look, this was part of my job in that summer of 2020, and
Yeah.
um, I went back and found everything, mostly everything that she had said had matched up. Now, there is some confusion, I think, over whether she had physically met him when her first husband Bill had thrown Biden a fundraiser in 72. Jill was still in college. Bill was maybe also in college, a senior, or had just been out. Threw him a fundraiser. She doesn't remember meeting him then. She certainly does not. She certainly denies him, and her ex-husband will say has made claims that she was a babysitter for the kids, and she was not ever a babysitter for Bo and Hunter. She uh, met him on March 8th, I believe, the day of the Philadelphia Flower Show, 1975. What, Mark, why?
No, I'll move on. No further questions on that
Uh,
matter. I've just never asked you about that, and because again, I'll stipulate all our presidents have told lies, including the current one. But I think
Not
it's a
George
documented
Washington. I think
truth.
George Washington always told the truth.
I mean, she
Yeah,
doesn't deny that she
yeah,
was,
yeah,
her divorce was
no,
finalized in May of
yeah,
1975, and they
yeah.
went out the first date in March of 75.
Yeah. But they lied about Biden Inc. They lied about his decline in mental acuity. As Mark said, they didn't tell the truth about Bo. So I'll ask you a simple question, Michael. The people who are saying that they announced the cancer in order to, as a PR move, to deal with the herd tapes in the book, are the Bidens capable of telling less than the complete truth about the diagnosis for the purpose of trying to smother the book and the herd tapes? Are they capable of that?
As an orbit, yeah, I can't say that they're not as an orbit, given how hard it was, how pulling it was pulling teeth to get them to be transparent on other things. I can't say that it wasn't held, or that it was like. And the truth is, I don't know. But to answer your question truthfully, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Mark, where's as a media story, as a news coverage matter, where do you think we are headed here? Is this about to be dropped? Will the truth out? What's your
Well,
instinct
obviously,
about it?
obviously, more information is going to have to come out, and more reporting is going to be done about what he knew and when he knew it. And this is just sort of a result of the way in which this was sprung. I did want to reverse for 1 second and go back
Yes, sir.
to those misty old days of Friday when we
Hmm.
released the first report about the her tapes. And something
Yes,
that
sir.
Michael said earlier, when he saw Joe Biden, this is the Joe Biden he always saw. Those tapes, those recordings happened over 2 days, October 8th of 2023 and October 9th of 2023. And there's kind of two Joe Bidens there. The first day, he sounds phlegmatic, slow, forgetful, rambly. That's where there's that sort of dramatic, in a certain respect, moment where Joe Biden is unable to remember when Hunter Biden died, even though, pardon me, when Bo Biden died, even though Bo's death was the subject of a book, or when Donald Trump got elected, or those sort of basic facts. And hearing it for the first time, you just really get the sense of the toll that time had taken on Joe Biden, as well as grief. So that really added a texture and a dimension to it. Now, October 9th, that Joe Biden sounded a lot different, very clean,
Yep.
much sharper. And so that's one of the reasons you did hear, to a degree, a Biden world, the Biden White House, Biden campaign, Biden political operation, Biden Inc., coming out and saying, oh, he was kind of perfectly fine. Some days he was fine, and some days he wasn't. One thing about I do have to say, uh, Biden's granddaughter coming out and attacking the book. I totally respect the idea that she's defending her grandfather and her family name. She should do it all the time. But there is a grand irony that the child of Hunter Biden is accusing people of making a quick buck. This is the guy who produced kind of child art and was able to parlay that in hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales, when the reality was it was just buying access to his dad. And also when his dad was a senator and carrying, for instance, credit card legislation for the at-home Delaware credit card companies. Hunter Biden was miraculously a credit card lobbyist. So, charity starts at home here. It's the idea that these reporters are making a quick buck telling the truth about what happened doesn't quite add up.
That was a delicious video experience, I think you'll agree. Now, what you need to do in return for getting to enjoy that is hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss a thing.